coming. Good afternoon. And our purpose here today is to learn about money. This is a financial wellness, financial literacy workshop that we offer. Our company's lead agency, we're part of a much larger company, and I'm going to go into some details about that. But I do appreciate you coming. I don't want to make any of this a waste of time. I am talking very loud, it seems. Yeah, okay. But what we're going to do today, so I welcome you here. I'm going to get started, and I think you're going to learn a lot of stuff today. Hope he's turning that down. But we teach that money is something that, hi, how are you? Great. So let me introduce, we're going to talk about how money works. This is specifically for Ken, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information about me. These are things that you'll get at the end. These QR codes you'll be able to, is a little loud. Thank you. Thank you. I think, okay, it'll work. And one is for our website, Lee Agency, and the other one is for financial wellness for children. One of my ways of giving back is I'm trying to help parents teach their children about money, starting in kindergarten, which I know everywhere I hear it, it's not taught in school. It's true. It is not taught in school. I never had it. They don't offer that class. But they do teach you in finance school how to help run a company, okay? So this is me. I talk about myself. I've been at this over 2 decades. Been married. I'm a parent of 3 adult children. I have 2 lovely grandchildren. And my daughter asked me once, she said, Dad, you don't love me anymore. Yes, I do. I just love my grandchildren more. That's all. And so we were just talking about this. Seriously, during the pandemic, I came with the 5 F's, and it was faith, family, finance, or faith, family. Let me read it. Faith, family, got me this, fitness, finance, and fun. Someone from California on a Zoom call said, you got to add fun on that. And so that's how we got there. I've also been a Ken resident or been a financial advisor for over 2 decades. My background is actually architecture and planning. I was the downtown and riverfront planner for the city of Detroit many years. So those things you see downtown, actually I worked on that stuff. I didn't think I would ever see it because back then they didn't even think the city would even survive, but it did. And it's very satisfying to see that happen. I'm also a Canton Township resident for the past 20 years, and I'm on a couple of boards here, okay? I want to just give you a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm a registered representative with PFS Investments, Inc. I am not an attorney. I am not a professional, tax professional, or I give credit advice. But I do this for educational purposes, but I am a financial person that deals with money. But I can't help with all those other specific topics. I just want to make sure you knew that. The other thing, I want to personally thank Rochelle Howe and Amanda for setting this up. I'm pretty sure this will be something that will help a lot of people, and I do just want to publicly thank you for allowing us to do this, okay? And I want to acknowledge that. This is about how money works. I'm going to kind of breeze through this only to hit it because I'm going to tell you at the end, I got so many resources. You'll be able to go in depth into almost everything that I'm talking about. You will be able to do it. The one thing that, this is like the structure of your financial house. You should start with a foundation. And what we call that is protecting your income. That's insurance, term insurance. We'll go into that. Building an emergency fund, accelerating paying off debt, and retirement. The other one is college savings and other goals and dreams. This is like how you build a solid foundation and build your house. So we're going to talk to you about that. We believe that if you know better, you can do better. I hope you believe that because I think the foundation of this is education. The other thing is you will have access to this book. It's called the How Money Works book. These are some of the chapters in it. And we offer this for free. It'll be yours. You can just download it and really enjoy what it gives you. It's going to teach you on pretty much every subject that we talk about. These are the other things. We believe financial education is free. I'm going to go through the mental part of this. Ask yourself, how do you save for the future when you have so much debt? Well, how much money is enough to retire? What if you got started? You got started late. The other one, if you die prematurely, what becomes of your family? And can you ever truly become financially secure? We think answers to all of those are yes. You don't need a six-figure income. You don't have to have a high-level job with a big salary. And what was the other one? You don't have to have a large inheritance or win the lottery. You don't have to do that. You really can do it. Get out of debt, build your savings, get to the path of financial independence. So taking control, learn to pay yourself first. We just talked about this. Make yourself a bill. When you pay a bill, you pay yourself like you would a bill. Think of it. That's how important you should be. Know your financial independence number. We actually help you determine what you actually need to put away in order to have a secure financial future. That's a free plan that we offer. Let's see, adjust your priorities, change your thinking, adjust your lifestyle, earn extra and additional income, realign your assets, and avoid the credit trap. If you don't know it, I'm going to touch on this a little bit. There's good credit and there's bad credit. Get the good credit. We're going to show you what that is, okay? And then set goals and have a plan. These are things you can't control. You can't control the future of Social Security. You can't control your employer, your taxes, inflation, rising costs, and risk of a single investment. But what you can control is saving for retirement, other sources of income, ways to reduce your taxes, which we talk about as well, maximizing your savings, and saving more, and diversify your investment choices. We'll talk about too. Retirement is an amount of money. It's not an age, okay? Just so you know. People think that when you get to an age, you're supposed to retire. Maybe you can, but you can retire early as well. So the list of goals. This is all about goal setting. And I don't want to, bore you with it, but you probably heard some of these before. List your goals, describe them in detail, whether they're big or small, and the current and the future goals. Write down why you're motivated to achieve them, which are the easiest, most attainable, and this will help you stay on track. And how much money do you need to save? We're going to get into that. Pay yourself first. First lesson here. See, if you make, let's say, $40,000 a year over the course of, let's say, 20 years, that equals to about $800,000 that you make in that time frame. Theoretically, if you saved or had $40,000 in savings, you would have saved about 20% of your income. But I want you to realize that number is pretty big, and we just don't realize that we make that much money. But you spread it out, it is. So this is my point. Treat your investment account like a bill that you pay every single month. Prioritize investing in your personal money plans, and that includes what you have here at the job and what you can do outside of it too. Okay? There are actually 3 accounts you need. If you have these 3 accounts, these are the basis of investing. You have an emergency account, and that covers something that may be 1 to 2 years. Let's say your car breaks down, or you need a new set of tires like I did. You got to get those tires. That's part of that emergency fund. Short term is something that you're saving for between 3 and 5 years. That would be like a vacation or something like that. And the last one is your wealth building account. So if you have these 3 accounts, make sure you're putting money in each one. Over time, the wealth building account, you should never have to take from it. You should actually have that set up so that you don't have to take money from it, okay? Paying off debt. I'm going to tell you, there's good debt, and this doesn't work on that screen. There is good debt and there's bad debt. Here's one where you have an 18% interest rate, no new purchases, and you just make the minimum payments. It's actually going to cost you, that $3,000 credit card is going to cost you $2,000. And you're still going to pay it, and that's about $5,000. See, the power of compound interest can work for you or it can work against you, okay? So I want to show you why we talk about this. Is another one. Be careful. I got one of these, and I told them I didn't want a revolving debt. And I got one of these, and this is why that hurts you. $17,000 for each one of them, but one is revolving debt, the other one's fixed debt. The first one kind of calculates every month and adds to what's already there. That's why it accumulates so much. Even though you're paying the same amount of money, it takes you 17 years, 2 months to pay it off. And the total cost, you pay $12,500 in interest payments. That's because it's revolving debt. Now, fixed debt, you can pay that off in 3 years and 2 months. An example of that would be a car, okay? But there are thick revolving debts out there like credit cards that you need to understand will really pinch you in the long run. Okay, so we show you how to get out of that. This is a concept we have that we can actually run in our proprietary software. Let's say you want to get out of debt and you want to figure out how to do it. This is something we call debt stacking. What it amounts to is our software calculates what is the worst debt for you right now. And it shows you how to pay that one off first. Once you pay that off, you're going to use the money that you saved from that and you're going to add it to the next card. Yeah, this doesn't show up. Add it to the next card. So you paid off the $220 a month retail card. You add it to the next card, and now you're paying $573 instead of $353. You get it? Keep going, but look at what this does over time. That means without debt stacking, it would take you 24 years to pay it off. With debt stacking, it takes you just 9 years. You've saved 15 years just by doing this. It's called debt stacking. It's a simple idea. We actually show you how to do it. Here's another one. Not valuing your credit. I have to honestly say, that was me. I got in a situation helping family and I got a bad credit. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't care. But when we got ready to buy a house, guess what? My wife said, oh, you got to get this together. So she helped me get it all together. So I look at my credit score every month. It always comes to me. I don't max out the cards. I do monitor the credit score. And you know the interest rates and fees that are on those cards and not being aware of your total debt. So this is exactly what that applies to. We did all those things. So I'm telling you personally, I've had this issue. So I'm showing you ways that we get out of it. Now, this is one I enjoy showing because it actually shows you longhand how you can make money. It's called the rule of 72. And what it amounts to is by taking the interest rate that you're earning, divided into 72, it tells you how many years it takes you to double your money. So in this case, 3% divided into 72 is going to double or equal to 24. So every 24 years, you take a $10,000 investment. In 24 years, you'd have $20,000, and another 24 years, $40,000. Have any of you ever heard of this before? Me either. I didn't hear about it till I came here. I'm serious. Nobody teaches this. But the other thing that I want you to see, if you double the interest rate, you think you double the money. But this is how important this is. 6 goes into 72. It doubles every 12 years. So that 10,000 in 12 years is 20, another 12, 40, 80, 160. Now that's quadruple the money, and all you did was double the interest rate. That's why I like people to think if you get a higher interest rate, it really means something. But you double it again. Let's say you go to 12%. This blows my mind every time I see it. 12 goes into 72, it's going to double every 6 years. By the way, I put this on a financial calculator. This stuff works. It actually does. You do that, that means it's going to double every 6 years. So that 10,000 in 6 years is 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640, 1.2, $2.5 million. This is how you get wealthy. Once you understand this and you get those interest rates, and you're going to ask me where, I'll show you later. Okay? But I want you to understand that's what that means. Now, the other thing, amount accumulated at 67. You mentioned this earlier, Amanda. You start early. Let's say your parents put $1,000 away for you at 9% at birth. You'd have $406,000 when you got to 67. Just by starting early. That's why I'm trying to start with the kids now. I want the children to understand this and the parents. You invest at 16 is 96,000. You invest at 40 is 11,000. The time value of money. Now I'm going to slip through this because I don't want to belabor it, but I want you to understand a little bit more makes a big difference. $20 a month or $100 a month. Look at how much difference that is. That's a lot more money. 94,000 as opposed to 471,000. And I got my favorite slide that's coming up. These are just some examples of what I mean by that, by starting early. So I'm going to go through. You don't have to find large amounts to put aside initially. The important thing is to start saving early. That's it. Okay? Now, buying the right life insurance. Remember I talked about the foundation? Just got to think about it. If something happens to you and you make money for your family, the money goes away. Not only you, but the money goes away. What happens to your family? I'd like you to think about that for a minute. This is the greatest asset in your family. Which one is it? You have cars, right? Do you insure them? You have a home. Do you insure that? The other one is, how much is your money, your income worth? And that's the other insurance that we talk about. So I'd like you to take something with me. Take this real quick quiz with me. You got 4 types of insurance: auto, home, life, and health, right? Which type of the 4 insurance options replaces your income to your family in the event of death in a car accident? Which one is it? Life insurance, right? Car insurance is worried about your car, right? The other one, which type of the 4 insurance options replaces your income to your family in the event of the death in a house fire? House insurance is going to replace the house. It's not going to replace that. So it's insurance as well, life insurance. The other one, which of the 4 insurance options replaces your income to your family in the event of the death because of a health condition? Is also life insurance. Which of the 4 insurances cost the least amount of money and provide the most protection? Life insurance. Again, I'm making a case here. Which of the 4 insurances will make the biggest impact on your family when you need it? Life insurance. And which of the 4 insurances will help you send your children through school in the event of premature death? So life insurance again. Now I got two more real quick. In the event of death, which insurance allows your family to stay in their home with food on the table? Life insurance, because you're replacing your income. And the last one, which of the 4 insurances is not mandatory to have purchased? They force you to buy auto insurance because you got a loan. They force you to be home, but they don't force you to do that. So with this type, 100% of the time, the right answer is C. Isn't it time to help more families get life insurance? I want to show you this video.
Once you know what you're aiming for, construction can begin. Step 1 of construction is the most important part of a house, a rock-solid foundation. A strong foundation will make sure your house doesn't crumble when hit by strong winds and storms. For your financial house, we're talking about protecting your most important asset, your income. It's your income that builds your entire financial future, and you protect it with life insurance. Auto insurance replaces cars. Homeowner insurance replaces houses. Life insurance cannot replace a life, but it can replace an income. Imagine a couple who has 2 children. Their monthly budget is $8,000. Each spouse makes $4,000 each month. If one of those providers dies, the other spouse and their children are not just losing someone they love, they're losing an income. They now only have $4,000 per month to pay for an $8,000 budget. Now, in addition to grieving the death of someone they love, they're going to have to change their lifestyle in dramatic ways just to make things work financially. When the income stops because it's not protected and the bills keep coming, it leads to financial ruin. Think about how important your income is to your family. An important question to ask yourself is, if you die prematurely, would you want your family to live better, the same, or worse than they do now? Most everyone says better or at least the same, but if you're not informed, it's easy to make mistakes, which is why many of us have cracks in our foundation that we're not even aware of, which puts our families at great risk. Life insurance mistake number 1 is not having any or not enough. Mistake number 2 is having the wrong kind. These are the kinds that claim to build the cash value that can help you save for college or retirement. Many of these policies are very expensive, leaving families underinsured, and they often have savings programs that earn low returns. Life insurance mistake number 3 is the most common. It's depending on group life insurance from your job. Many of these plans only cover you if you are actively at work, and they can be amended or terminated without your consent. Unfortunately, most people learn about this when it's too late. This foundation is the most important part of your house. Once you get it right, you can then go to step 2, the front.
Okay. Remember I mentioned that what's the purpose? Income protection. That's a new word. Many people don't realize that you're protecting your income. Inexpensive term is probably the best. And who buys it? People with other depending on them. So I want to show you this. This is something, actually no one else teaches this, but it just makes sense to me. See if it makes sense to you. When you're young, you have high debt, you have house mortgage, loss of your income to your family, or by whatever, it would be devastating. Okay? So you got to create an instant estate, something that has money right there just in case something does happen. So that's when we talk about having insurance. That's term, big policy, low cost. You start that, but you're also investing at the same time. So as you get older, now you're in your retirement years. You're trying to get to retirement and have money, right? So your children are grown, you have lower debt, the mortgage is paid. What are you looking for? Money. So we teach people how to go from this transition where you don't need it later in life. You need the most in the beginning when you start out, and then you need less because now you're looking for income, because that's when you need your money the most. So what we talk about is do not combine savings with life insurance. We think that's a bad idea because you're bundling it and you don't know where the money's going. It's not a good way to go. So I talk about this, and we talk about cash value, and we talk about term. But the easiest way I've found, never buy life insurance as an investment, is this plan right here. I just want to explain this real quick, and I'm going to take a minute on this. Here's two plans. Well, the first plan is $295 a month, And for that, you get $150 and $150 on John and Mary. This is under something called whole life, universal life, variable life, even index universal life, the newest plans out there. And you had at 65 a cash value of $65,000, or $124,000. Now, if God forbid something happened to John and Mary, the beneficiaries would get what? 150 plus 150. That's 300,000. What do you think happens to the 124,000 that's in the cash value? Would you be surprised to find out the company keeps it? Would that surprise you? You know, most people say they're not surprised. I said, really? But that's the truth, okay? So let me show you another plan. This one, same amount of money. It's $400,000. You would agree $400,000 is better than $150,000, right? Same amount of money. But the cost of this one, the $400,000 in both John and Mary, is $126 a month, okay? You'll notice it's a difference. So there's $169 that's different that you could put in an investment at 9%. So that when you got to age 65, you would have $500,000. So this is how I want you to think about this. God forbid something happens to John and Mary in plan B. This is plan A. This is plan B. The family would get $800,000 if they both passed away. What do you think happens to the $500,000? They get that too. So I talk about this because people don't realize that $295, if you put it in the right way, it's a significant amount of money that you can accumulate. So there are separate plans. You got a separate insurance, you got a separate investment account. Okay? The family gets both. Now look at this. Remember the other policy? They keep the 124 when you die. The only way you can get it is you got to take it out early and dissolve the policy. That's the only way you get it. That's the only way you get it. The family does not get that. Here, the family gets both. And I'm going to give you the best part of this. That $500,000 at age 65, the best part is that's your retirement savings. And if it's in a Roth IRA, it's totally tax-free. Now, which plan would you like? Plan A or Plan B? How many agree Plan B? Okay. We do this all day. But this is what I realized, that there are companies that know exactly what we do, but they never show it to you unless you ask. Now, I'm going to show you this little character that I got here. I call it the wealth robber. Is that when you look at this in detail, the same amount of money, $295, the wealth robber potential loss is $500 to almost $1 million for a $295 commitment that you did for the next 35 years. That's what it costs. So I always ask, how many times in your lifetime can you afford to be robbed of your wealth? Hashtag intergenerational wealth. Because this is something you could pass on to your children. So I like you to think about that. Those that you have and those that are coming, okay? And here's another one. The difference, the reason we look different is we do it so much different than other companies, is I'd like you to see something. If on the left side, this whole life, they say you get 100,000 if you have a policy at age 100. Do you want to really wait till age 100? Right? So let's look at it at age 70. At age 70, just by doing the plan on the right, that's insurance and investments, you would have, if you got a 9% return, 800 or 183,000, where you only have 48,000. I have to call this a wealth robber, and if you look at it in detail, this is costing you money. Even at the lowest rate of 3%, you actually have more over here at 48,700, even if you just got 3%. But you can see the difference. And so that's why we talk about don't mix insurance and investments like it's normally sold to people. So we call this a wealth robber. That potential loss is $135,000. I don't think people can afford to lose money. Do you agree? That's why we do this education. The other thing, I'm going to go through these because I want to get to a couple of other points, and I want to open up. This is the hottest thing on the internet right now. Index universal life. They talk about infinite banking. They talk about be your own bank and what is it? Infinity banking. I'm going to go through the terms. But on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, this is blowing up. And people are sinking a lot of money into it, and it bothers me because we can do it better. Index universal life, I'm just going to show you the numbers. You got 127,000 in one, and just doing the opposite and going, you would have 300,000. As simple as you can get. It's more money. It's all about money, and it's all numbers. So what happens is a salesperson, have you heard of any of these? Index universal life? You have? No? Okay. It is so hot, everybody's trying to sell it. We don't believe in it. Salesperson claims that you can save a lot of money inside your life insurance policy while protecting your family. Remember, never invest in a life insurance policy. You don't invest in your home or auto insurance, do you? Then you shouldn't do it with your life insurance. You cannot live and die. I always have that analogy. You can't live and die at the same time. You got it all bundled together. You can't do that. So there are separate events. You can enjoy the tax benefits of saving money inside your life insurance policy. What we say is, why not invest instead in a tax-free Roth IRA? Okay, instead of that. We got other answers. You can borrow your money from your bank. Now, this is my grandmother here. She would say, why would you borrow your own money and pay the life insurance company interest? My grandmother taught me years ago. Hey, I'll give you the money. You just pay me back. No interest. All right? You do it for yourself. Why do it with an insurance company? And how long does it take to get enough to borrow? That's the other thing, high commissions and fees. And can you use the growth of your cash value to fund the cost of your insurance? That's what they tell you. But why not just get the proper amount of coverage at a low price at the very beginning? Simple concepts. I call this wealth robber. These are the things that are flashed up. Vanishing premium, paid up insurance, 7702 retirement plan, infinite banking. Be your own bank. So anyway, let me move on. Why this is so important to me is because I realize a lot of people lose money here. And I know I can help them. All they got to do is talk to me and I can change that all around. Because I want to show you, since 1877, 150 years almost, people have been writing about the way this has gone, and it hasn't changed in all these years. It hasn't changed. They're still taking money away from you. So avoid them, educate yourself. I'm not going to go through this. I want to go into deferring. Now, I want to just touch this because I want you to see the power of making sure you're putting money away and not being taxed on it. It makes such a difference in your growth of your money. It's called power of tax-deferred savings. If you look at this, the yellow is no tax deference. The blue is tax return deferred. And the other one is deferred. Wait a minute. No taxes on the contribution or on the referral. So you're getting money both ways. Like in an IRA, you would actually make more money if it's a traditional IRA because you get to write it off. And all the money that grows inside is tax-free as well until you retire. The reason we propose Roth IRAs, I propose them to everyone that's qualified, is the reason I do that is because that means your money's in this account. It's not. That's what I teach young people and I teach everybody. Get a Roth IRA because if you can do it, why not? and it's more money anyway. So these are just some ideas. I won't go into this because this gets a little detailed, and I'm not sure we want to get that far yet. But I do want to tell you about the Roth IRA. These are some of the qualifications. Actually, these are a year off. It's about 1,000 more in each one of these. And this is my favorite point of this. And this gets right back to your example, Amanda. This is a person that started investing at age 22. The first one, age 22, and they stopped investing at age 29. The second one started a year later, age 30, and invested until age 67. Look at what happened. The first one invested for 8 years and stopped, but started at age 22. The next one started at age 30 and invested 38 years. Look at the totals. The one that has started early actually has more money. But this is the best part of this. Both of these people win. The thing is, if it's in a Roth IRA, all of it's tax-free. You don't have to pay the government anything. Wouldn't that be great? So that's what I'm trying to get at. Become an owner, not a loaner. This talks about investing. You'll get that in the material I send you. But I want you to understand, when you give your money to a bank, what do you think they do with it? Well, they loan it to you in a credit card. At what interest rate? Have you seen 29? Have you seen 39? Has anyone seen that? But I've seen 29, right? That's a lot more than what? The 0.5% they give you in the bank? They're using your money. We say, why don't you do what they do? We show you how to invest into the American economy, the global economy. And the reason this is important, and this slide is here to say that if you don't make money on your money, you're still losing. Because when you add it up, if you got if you had $150 and but you pay $33 in taxes, or 22%, that's negative 33 from your 150. Your earnings is 107, would be 117. And that results in a balance of about $10,000. This is a $10,000 investment, making 1.5% rate of return at a bank. It still costs you money because the value of your money, what it can buy, went from 10,000 down to 96. That's why you got to get more money, more interest or more return on the money you get. You can't just leave it there. And by the way, we know all these things are true. We're not sure about Social Security. Luckily, you have a pension, which is good. Luckily, you have a 401k. These are savings vehicles that will help you long term. So you're very fortunate. Many companies I know don't have them. They do not have pensions. And you got personal savings. So with this kind of uncertainty, please take control of and rely on other sources to fund your retirement. So let me see where I am. Good. Invest with a professional manager. This is why this makes this such an easy and fun job for me. All I do is I work with a fund manager. I'm not on the stock market, by the way, every day. Nobody. You cannot do that because when you're sleeping, things are happening. You get it? You need somebody that's dedicated to do that. So you have a professional money manager. Their job is to help with your money, and they take all of our money. A term that you'll know is a mutual fund. A mutual fund takes everyone's money, millions of people. They put it in with a professional money manager, and they invest in companies like this. You've heard of maybe not, the Magnificent Seven, that's NVIDIA and all the AI companies. And the other ones, Microsoft, everyone uses, I got it on my computer, right? Amazon, dang, I use them. You're laughing, see? These are companies that they invest in. And what makes this so beautiful is you don't have to worry about it. You put it in, they actually do the management. That's how you're able to get the returns that you do, okay? We work with people like that, and we help you learn how to invest. There are three things that you got to know. Discipline, diversification, and dollar cost averaging. A simple explanation of dollar cost averaging is you pay that bill every single month. If you do that, that's dollar cost averaging. That's how you average out. And whatever the market does, it doesn't matter. You're going to hit it when it's up. You're going to hit it when it's down. But if you balance it all out, the market is always rest up. Always. All right? I'm not going to give my wife's example anymore. But this is what happened in 2007. The market went down. Guess what? It always goes back up. And these are some details that I don't want to hit on now, but they're in my material that I'm going to send you. So let me go on. You can do it. This is how you get started. Let me show you.
Most of us think about money every day.
It's not because we're greedy and obsessed with it. It just touches every area of our lives. Our marriage, our kids, our home, fun and vacations, career, sometimes even how we feel about ourselves. When we get this area of our lives right, we are freed up to focus more on the things that matter most, like our family. When we are uncertain about our finances or not clear about our financial future, it creates worry and doubt, making life harder. Do you wonder things like, am I saving and investing enough? What are the best investment choices for retirement versus college? Do I have enough life insurance? Should I have it on my own or get it through my job? How important is a will? What's the best way to pay off my debt? And most importantly, which step do I take first, second, third? What's my plan? Most people spend more time planning a birthday party or wedding than they ever do their financial future. The number one enemy we face is confusion. For some people, this is a lack of knowing the basics or financial literacy. For others, it means being overwhelmed with too much information and too little time to apply it. In either case, it's possible to crush this confusion and go from unclear to clear in your financial journey. By making smart choices, you can make your money work for you so that one day you don't have to. Much like building a house, there are steps you can take that lead to a strong and exciting financial future. No matter your stage of life, right now is a good time to start. Discover how and remove any mystery about money by watching 7 Steps to Create a Clear Financial Vision. In this short video, you will learn how to build a strong foundation and step by step how to build a financial house you can be proud of. Long-term financial independence is not just a crazy fantasy that other people get to live. It's possible for you. Your dollar is just as valuable as the next person's. You can choose if that dollar disappears or if it goes to work for you. When you make smart choices with money and have a clear financial vision, you'll be trading stress and anxiety for peace and security. And you'll be providing a rock-solid and beautiful financial future for the people who are most important to you. What you're about to learn in the video 7 Steps to Create a Clear Financial Vision can literally change your life.
So winning financial war is a result of winning little battles day by day. This is a promotion for the book you're going to receive free, so I want you to hear this.
Whether it's right or wrong, society likes putting people into categories. Baby boomers, Gen X, millennials. Now the truth is, we're far more alike than we are different. Regardless of age, we all understand the importance that money has in our day-to-day lives. You work hard for your money. Don't you think it's important that your money is working hard for you too? To do that, something has to change. Because odds are, you were never taught anything about money in school. To take control of your finances, you have to understand money. You have to understand something we call the concepts of how money works. And then you have to put that knowledge to work to secure your financial future. It's no secret that most of us worry far more about running out of money in retirement than about how long we'll actually live. That's pretty telling. But the truth is, the vast majority of families are living paycheck to paycheck, and no one is immune to financial challenges. That said, there are people that have a good handle on their finances. They don't struggle to pay the bills, purchase a car, or even buy a house. So what's the difference maker? Understanding the concepts of how money works. But no one should be penalized because they weren't taught about money in school. Everyone deserves to learn how to make their money work for them. That's why we provide people from all walks of life a financial education at no cost. With our proven concepts, you can learn how to improve your financial situation and get on the path toward financial security. And this is how it works. Strategically pay down and get out of debt. Start a savings and retirement plan. Use time and consistency to stay on track towards your financial goals. And protect your family's income with term life insurance. You may not believe it right now, but you have the power to become financially independent and change your life forever. You really do. But only you can make it happen. And guess what? You might think you need to earn a 6-figure income or receive a large inheritance or even win the lottery to do it. But you don't need any of that. You can get out of debt, build your savings and investments, and get on the path to financial independence. Are you ready to get started? Then take the first step and download a copy of the How Money Works book right now.
Okay, this is a QR code, which I will send to you, a link to this. You can download that book free, all right? I have a lot of other resources. Do you think most people are financially well off? I always ask that question. Most of them aren't, right? So, but we do agree that if you know better, you can do better. This is something we offer for free. It's a free, individualized, actually proprietary software that we use. And what we'll actually have is in that free plan is a clear financial vision for your future, financial GPS. We'll show you a plan for paying off credit cards and student loans. Review your existing retirement savings, because most of the people I found, even my daughter, when they leave a job, they usually leave the money behind, many times because they don't know what to do with it. So we show them how to get it into their own accounts without paying taxes, which is a big deal. Best ways to save for college, income protection, life insurance. We actually can show you or give you the resources for getting a will, power of attorney, medical directives, and trust. Okay? These are all services that we offer. And did I say it's free? All we got to do is get in touch with each other. Okay? Now, this financial needs analysis, it does several key things: debt solutions, retirement protection, income protection, and educational funding. So this is about where I'm going to go with this. This is all part of our resources. One is our the agency website, where you can find all this stuff. You also have this children financial literacy site that I'm going to click on in just a minute, just to hear what that's about. And we truly are a financial services company for everyone, from those just starting out on their investment journey to those already in retirement. Let's work together and help achieve your goals. This is another piece it's part of our will, power of attorney, medical directives. You can actually get it through this service that we offer. And also what we did here today, which is a financial wellness workshop. These are the links to the services and the activities that I'm going to share with Amanda, so she can send that out. These are website links that you can go into and get all this information. It's all available. I'm making it all available. And just want to say, we like referrals. So anyone looking for extra income, I'm a trainer for financial advisors. So anyone interested in coming into our business, I would love to work with them, coach, mentor, everything. And this is the last part of this. I want to let you see this. This is our way of giving back. I'd like you to hear this.
Confidence with money starts young, and that's why How Money Works for Kids was created. This brochure teaches children the basics of saving, budgeting, and spending in a fun, easy-to-follow way. It's our way of giving back, helping parents build smart habits early so kids grow up ready for the real world. Financial literacy shouldn't wait until adulthood. Start today, get the brochure, and give your child the tools to thrive.
And that's it. Thank you very much for everything. I hit my time, I think, almost. I would like to share with you, though, if you're interested in getting any of this. I did have a sign-in sheet. I also have a phone number you can text, name, phone number, and email address, personal, by the way, because then I can reach directly to you. We have our quarterly newsletter that's available. And I like saying this to you. Thank you very much for joining us today. To keep the momentum going and ensure that you have all the tools and insight at your fingertip, we kindly ask you to share your name, phone number, and email address with us, personal. This way we can seamlessly send exclusive quarterly newsletter packed with our valuable information and provide you direct links to the comprehensive education resources that we've discussed today. Your journey and enlightenment doesn't have to end here. Let's continue learning and growing together. So that's my last piece. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Okay. I hope that was helpful.